Hi, this is Karen Kubicko, and today we're going to talk about some tips to help you understand more about your special psychic ability of being an empath or using that feeling sense. When you pick up all the energy from other people, if you're an empath, which you might not have known that word, you are picking up, feeling what other people are feeling, even if they're driving past you in the car, if they're in the classroom with you, if they are at your work, as soon as you walk into a store. Sometimes you're picking up all that energy. That means you're feeling what other people are feeling. It's almost like you're reaching out and feeling everything around you willy-nilly, or you don't understand how to use that. So first of all, you're always in charge of your energy. Just letting you know, sometimes it feels like you're not because you're picking up other people's stuff, even if you're driving past them in the car. If you walk into a store, you're feeling everybody's business and it's too much. Or you might notice that you sit down somewhere, maybe on a bus, or as you are in a class or at work, and you are in a great mood, and then all of a sudden someone walks past you or sits down next to you and they're having a bad day, and then all of a sudden you feel like crap. You feel angry, you feel sad, and you're like, wait a minute, these aren't my emotions, and it's hard to distinguish. So allowing yourself to recognize that you're in charge of your energy. And remember to hit that like button and subscribe, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. The next thing you can try is to learn how to distinguish if it's yours or someone else's. I always try to teach people how to use themselves as a pendulum. I am connected to my higher self. First rule, this is a yes and this is a no. I have other videos that talk about how to go about doing this. Just practice saying yes things, letting your body lean forward for a yes, and practice saying no things and leaning to the left or backwards, whatever works for you, for a no. You can ask the question then, is this emotion mine? So let's say, for example, you sat down in a fantastic mood. Someone walks past, sits down next to you. They're not happy, they're angry, and all of a sudden you feel that way. So then you ask the question, is this mine? And if you get a no, then you can say, okay, angels, can you please remove that emotion from me? Or you can just be like, wait a minute, send that back to sender, or angels, take that away and transmute it back into positive. Because they didn't want it in the first place, you wouldn't have picked it up, it feels like. So in a sense, you're working on learning how to help someone move that energy away and to move back into a positive state. Really, that feels like the ultimate reason for your awareness of it. So I also teach people to visualize. I personally use a lot of visualization types of things because that's my strongest psychic ability. So when I see someone having a empathic feeling sense, strong psychic ability, I see like energy waves stretching out, kind of like tentacles, which is kind of a funny way to describe that, but it's what it looks like, reaching out and touching whatever it is around them. So I have them visualize bringing that back in close to them. So now they're in charge of that a whole lot more. And then when they want to reach out and to check on their mom, to check on their child, whatever is important to them, using that feeling sense, that ability to reach out and feel what's happening with someone on purpose. If you're a healer, you could feel how someone feels. And if you're doing Reiki, you would be very good at that. If you're listening to music, you can feel the vibration of the beautiful music and really get in touch with that. So how do you teach someone how to distinguish different kinds of feeling of energy? Well, one of the ways I've talked to people about, it's been given to me as good information on how to help someone who has the feeling sense and they're not sure how to use it, or really even just a matter of trusting what energy that they're getting. They suggested to go into the woods, find a little baby tree, a little sapling, and to touch it and to feel the energy of that little sapling, that little baby tree, and then find an older tree, the biggest, tallest tree that you can find, and then touch one tree and feel what that feels like. And then go to the old tree and touch the older tree and feel what that feels like. You're going to notice a huge difference on what it feels like. And then try other kinds of trees or stones or crystals or whatever it is that you feel you want to try. You might even try different flowers. A rose is going to feel very different than a carnation. They have different vibrations. We all do, even people. We have different vibrations. And then you can practice using your energy to reach out and to connect to these different types of things, to feel the difference. And pretty soon you're practicing what it feels like to listen to heavy metal versus symphony music. I mean, that is a drastic difference. But it also is no different than a sapling versus an older tree. One person who's angry versus a person who's very happy. Very different energies. But what you're trying to learn is, now that you're feeling that on purpose, you're not going to avoid going to the store. Some people do that if they have a really strong feeling sense or empathic abilities. You want to not restrict yourself in any kind of way and to really try to enjoy this life that you chose as much as possible. So once you understand these different types of things and where that energy goes and how it feels, now you can distinguish, is this mine? Who's it coming from? And maybe even feel what else is going on and go deeper with that. You might be able to feel into someone and know that they have a headache without them even mention it to you, and that's why they feel sad or they feel angry because they're frustrated, you know? Or you could feel into the room of a place that you're going to enter, maybe for some kind of celebration or meeting or class or anything like that, and kind of get a sense of, well, this feels like a good group of people, versus if you are thinking about going into this store versus that store on a street, this store might feel better versus this store, where this store feels better because there's something in there that you might have been looking for, and your guides are helping direct you to find that, whatever that is. Maybe that special shirt that you love, that you saw online, and now you actually found a store that carries that particular shirt in the right size for the right price. I mean, seems silly, but it helps us, right? And that's what this lifetime's all about. What's going to help you the most? So hopefully something out of this video today helped you understand your psychic abilities, that empathic abilities that you have innate within you, the feeling sense. It comes from your gut. Sometimes people get a gut feeling. And to use that in a way that is more beneficial to you here now. And stay to the end. I have a guided meditation to meet one of your spirit guides, and you can ask them for specific help to help you understand more about your special psychic ability of being an empath or using that feeling sense, and they'll be able to guide you in the right direction. Lots of love and light to you.